I found out what was happening, and this is an issue because I just kind of haphazardly resized it at the beginning. Let me show you what's what. I'm going to make a new layer real quick and just fill it with black. Boom. And then I'm just going to put this at the top of everything. There we go. And I'm going to increase the canvas size. Fill that with black, I say. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to go to the canvas size, image, adjustments, canvas size. Sorry, edit. I did that wrong. No, it should be image canvas size. There it is. No adjustments. I'm just going to give it 3 inches. Yeah, yep. Been at this for a while. You can see I'm starting to run out of steam. 3 inches by 3 inches, and take a look. We have a slight issue. There's stuff that's popping up around the edges of everything. And the reason for that is that in most versions of Photoshop, unless you change some settings, when you move stuff off canvas, it still sticks there. That means that we've got gunk that's being pulled over and creating artifacts all over the place. So what are we going to do to fix that? Well, it's pretty easy. I'm just going to go in with the crop tool on any layer that I have. What is this layer? That layer is nothing. Nothing at all. No pixels. I'm going to come in with the crop tool real quick. Let's see. Now the crop tool deletes cropped pixels. So all I have to do is press enter. And you see all this junk that's in there? Let's get rid of it. Boom. That means that all of those cropped pixels should now be gone. And we can check that real quick through the same process. Yeah. Control A, Alt Delete, and then Control D to deselect. I want this at the top. Image, canvas size. Oh, I've got a selection. It won't let me get to it. Image, canvas size, or it will let me get to it. I just missed it. One of the two. And look, it's nice and clean. So now that we have cropped everything and deleted all of the excess pixels, we can perform the offset. I'm going to merge this down real quick though. So we just have 2 layers we need to deal with. And I'm going to do a filter other offset. And I'm just going to drop it down and tell it okay. And then do the same over here. Filter other offset, and will be the same amount. Tell it okay. There. Now we're not getting weird gunk showing up everywhere because there aren't artifacts sticking up, ruining things. Now we just have to take care of a couple of more points and then this bar, and we're done. We'll have done one of the more complicated processes for doing a repeating pattern, which is with images, flat out images rather than textures. Okay, let's take care of this one, which may in fact be an artifact from an issue earlier. So I'm going to come over here and pull out some pieces. Wait, what are we covering up again? Let me check. This. Does that one? What is that one? Let me zoom out. Is it this one? Yeah, it is just at that one. Did I just not grab it, or was I bet it was damaged because of those excess pixels? Not a problem. Let's just grab it again. Control C, Control V. Whoa, it needs to be up at the top. Control V. Zoom out a little bit. Control T. And notice how this is actually a great example. See how I pasted it down, but when I shrink it, there are more pixels beyond there. That's the issue that was cropping up, haha, if you will. So crop will fix that. Those look like, aren't those the same ones? Maybe not. Oh, those are these. Oh, I'm off. Hold on. See, I think those are those. So maybe it's this one? There are 2 gray rocks next. I'm not sure. Wait, maybe those are those? Oh, then these are new rocks. Gray. Oh yeah, okay, so these are brand new rocks. Okay, so all right, so that's good. I got confused. All right. Those little rocks that caused us all those problems. Maybe we can cover it up with an all new rock then. I'm not opposed to this. It's awfully close to these rocks. They're kind of the same. Let's cover it up with something else. Let's see if we can find just one kind of bigger one. There's this one. I think we used that already. Yep, up there. This one's being used already. Are those all of our really big rocks? Maybe we don't need a seriously big rock though, because there is a giant size difference between these two images. So I might be able to get away with just grabbing one that looks like a smaller rock, copying it and pasting it. Yep, look at that. Although this is a very unique looking rock. Just erase a little bit in. All right, we'll need to patch up that as well. I don't know, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, all right. I like that one actually. Okay, that leaves this section here and this section here, and I'd like to darken up that shadow. Before, after, grab my eraser real quick, let me punch that back out. There we go. Well, yeah. Oops. Okay. This needs to be fixed up. All right. Stamp tool, clicky clicky. There we go. Stamp tool. Stamp tool. All right. That cleans that up nicely. Stamp tool. Stamp tool. Now, I was against the preview early on for a lot of my clone stamp. You'll remember me saying, oh, you don't really need it. For most touch-ups, you don't. In this case, it's useful to have the preview on. As you can see, by me having left it on most of this time. All right, we need to get a rock here to cover up this weirdness that's occurring. And that one looks like a wonderful candidate. And just shift. And, all right. Control C, Control V, Control T. Might be a little dark. Let's see. Hit the levels, Control L. A little bit lighter, like the rest. All right. Let's make this hard. Careful there. So this is going to be a little tricky. I'm going to use the mask so I can work this back and forth. Brush X. All right. So what I need to do is very carefully come up to the edge of this other rock, because the cast shadow would come down below this rock we're looking at it from an angle, but I don't want to cover it up right to it because this section right here has light falling on it. All right, so that should do it. Apply this mask. Okay, a little bit more needs to be done here. Ooh, too much. Okay, and again, we need some more cast shadow, so I'm going to come back over here. The reason we didn't have any was because this rock is down here, is overlapping this rock. So I'm just going to grab some cast shadow from up there, maybe. Transform that down. Okay, hit it with the eraser. A little too much eraser. There we go. So, okay, I need a little more. Maybe a chunk like that will work. Control C, Control V. I say Control V. Where'd it go? There it is. V, Control T. Rotate a little bit. Okay, oh yeah. Control L, match it up. Okay, same process as before. I'm going to hit up the mask, brush. Just hide the whole thing for a second, then X, and wherever the rocks wouldn't be, the cast shadow should be. There we go. Needs to be a little lighter still. Control L. There we go. All right. Merge that down. Now we have this brick. Oops. A little section here needs to be cleaned up. Oops. There we go. Okay, that's a good looking brick. All right. Leaves us with one last bit. Oh, two last bits. Got, actually it's the same thing. This long brick needs to be dealt with. There's nothing else like it. It looks kind of out of place. Let's merge. Let's merge this down. Oops. Control E. All right, so I don't need these two blocks anymore. I'll throw those away. So I just have this white background, which I actually don't need, the edit, and the original. So now's a good time to offset, and we'll take care of this last chunk. Do a filter, other, offset. And I don't want to do vertical this time. I want to do horizontal. And I need to get that weird middle rock in position. And I think it'll be about over here. So 140. Notice if I do the filter offset, it will go by 140 and everything will match up. Beautiful. Oh, however, before I do any of that, let me grab the crop tool and just press enter. So we'll get rid of any of these pixels that might be on the outside, and that's something we should be doing from the beginning. All right, now we'll do a filter offset, and on the other layer, a filter offset. Okay, and here is the problem brick. We don't want that at all. So there are a couple of procedures. I kind of like this chunk. I might leave that one. And then there are a few things we could do. We could either remove this entirely and have a little blank space, or we might put in another small brick. It's up to us to decide. Now that said, way back when over here, we had a section of small bricks that we removed. This one we ended up covering up entirely, so we can actually reuse this without any worries. So let's just start by grabbing it and pasting it in the top where we can get to it, and we'll transform it down. And again, while I recorded this one at the beginning, I'm going to move it towards the end of the recordings, because this is one of the most complicated types of things you can do, which is to start with an image and then keep picking at it until you get it, set. There are other ways, drawing and texturing. I'll start with those in the video sets. Okay. But look, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So we've got this brick. Erase in some of these details. And how am I erasing it in? Well, I'm just covering some stuff when I pasted it down. So by erasing what I covered, I'm able to bring it back in. Like, I don't want to bring in that much, so I'm going to leave that alone. Now we'll come in, but I don't want to cover up this little bit over here. Now, the smarter move, of course, would be to use the mask techniques that you saw me doing earlier so that I can reverse it more easily. Okay. Now I want to fix that little spot, and that means it's time for a spot healing brush. Look at that. All right. Now there's this weird gunk. Like I said, I kind of think, well, I thought this piece was going on, but it's got some weird damage like right in here. Is that fixable even? Oh yeah. Oh, that's pretty fixable. All right. What about here? Not really. Okay. What about here? Yeah. By fixable, I mean, can I fix it quickly? Yes. All right. So just this little patch. And then we've got ourselves one of our patterns. And let me look for something to cover it up with, preferably outside of the original selection. I think that this could work pretty well. Just copy and paste. And nudge it up. And take the eraser tool. Erase away that. I'm going to need to cover this piece up. That's easy enough. Come in here. Lasso tool. Find a nice chunk of sand, mortar, whatever this is, cement, I'm not sure. Oh wait, before I do that, let me grab the spot healing brush, clean that up. All right, and that, okay. Just like that. Okay. Okay, good. Now we need to blend these two things together. And what's good for that? Why, the patch tool. But the patch tool does have some issues, as always. It can't do multiple layers. So how are we going to do multiple layers? We're going to start with the selection. I'm going to invert the selection, Control-Shift-I. I'm going to get a copy of everything below this. So I'm going to go up a little bit. Control-Alt-Shift-E, which will flip it around. Since I inverted the selection, delete everything else. So I've got one of these now. And with that, I can grab the patch tool. And I could just, kaboom, patch it up. Except, I do want to do this. Duplicate. All right, now the patch tool. Boom. And maybe even one chunk over here. Ugh. There we go. Deselect. Now I'm going to erase away anything that I think looks overly fake. On the patch tool. Okay, merge that down. Got this brick here. Now I'm going to come in with the healing brush tool. Oops. Start back far enough. Kind of blend these together a little bit. Ugh. There we go. And grab the spot healing brush tool real quick. Hit that area up a couple of times. There we go. Nice. That looks pretty good. I don't like how dark and weirdly smooth that is though. So let me come on in. Just copy this, paste it down, move it over. And one more time. All right. So I've got this now. Now I'm going to come back in with the healing brush. And just kind of clean that up a little bit. Oops. Oops, so close. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's better. I don't like how long it is, so I'm going to try to break it up into 2 at this point after all that work. It's definitely an improvement. Oh yeah, that needs to be there. So merge those down. So it's a big improvement, but I want to split this up into 2 different little bricks. And the best way to do that would be if I could find 2 bricks that are like that, split up, and then just merge them in. Now this would also be easier if we covered blending modes first. We'll talk about that later. There are a lot of ways you can blend these together just using blending modes, which makes life a lot easier. But we haven't covered that yet. Good. It's a good start. All right, let's go in. Let's actually do this. Copy this, merge this down. Now I can use the patch tool. Which will, allow me to blend it in quite a bit better. Ugh, I hate that bright light that it always likes to produce. There we go. Great. Now I just want to patch up this little chunk right here, and I think we're set. And that's relatively straightforward. So before, after, I think that looks a lot better. A lot better. Let's go ahead and get that little piece fixed. Let's go grab a chunk over here. Yeah. I need to. I want to just do a copy paste. So one more time, Control-Alt-Shift-E, Control-Shift-I, delete, deselect. All right, so now I've got this piece. And now I can erase just a little bit. And there. Yeah, that helps. All right. Merge that down, before, after. Merge that down, before, after. Save that. I'm going to Control-Alt-Shift-E to make a top layer. I'll call this repeating pattern. And to ensure everything worked, I'm going to take the crop tool and just click. Now it will have deleted all of the pixels. So just hit enter. So this thing is safe. I'm going to save. And I'm going to go to Edit, Define Pattern, grab a pattern. Let's just take a look at how that looks. Let's deselect this. And we'll make a pattern layer. Okay, so you notice one issue is this bright rock is bringing in way too much attention. Now scaling it will help, but really the best way to fix that would be to go in and darken that one rock, maybe even merge it with this rock next to it so that it'll be a bit longer. Other than that, this worked out pretty well. That's about the secret to it. Oh, where is that bright rock? Let's do a offset real quick to try to find it. Filter other offset. There we go. Filter other offset. Where is that bright rock? Oh, there it is. Didn't even see it. Right there. All right, let's see if we can fix that in the next 2 minutes. Otherwise, we'll just move on to the next bit. And how am I going to do this? I'm going to duplicate it for, well, no, let's do this. I'm just going to make an adjustment layer. Levels. Nope. So the easiest thing to do, let's do curves. The easiest thing to do would be to stretch this rock out over it so that it's twice as long. But maybe I could just use curves real quick. Try to match it up to that one a little bit better. Okay, and then fix up the mask. Whoops. You put a little highlight there. Still looks kind of fakey. So let me try blending that down. The multiply, and then a lower opacity. Okay, before, after, that's better. And let me paint that back in. Better still. All right, so that would, I believe, work as a better pattern. Let's do a define pattern. Edit define pattern. And then come in and then make a new one. That's a lot better. Still kind of in the face, but nothing like what it was before. A lot better. And then you have a stone wall with repeating pattern. Congratulations. This is the hardest way to do it, which is to start with just a photograph and trying to maintain all the pieces. Cropping between it is important. I'll probably say that in the intro video. All right. I don't need to save this because I've got the pattern right here. I will see you in the next video.